welcome to this custom-tailored deep dive. We are really thrilled you are joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So today, our mission is unpacking a pretty fascinating stack of sources. We've got homeschool educator guides, early childhood curriculum notes, and some really wonderful children's comparison stories.
Including some incredibly insightful material from the Little Carter's Parent series.
Yes, exactly. And we're taking all of this to answer a very common, but honestly somewhat tricky parenting question. How do we teach young children, specifically we're looking at that 4 to 6-year-old bracket, about Lent and Ramadan?
Right. Because if you are listening to this, you are probably already invested in raising a culturally aware kid. But you might be sitting there wondering, what exactly do I say? Or is this even age appropriate?
Yeah, how do I teach this respectfully without overcomplicating it?
Exactly. And to give a clear overview of our goal today, we are talking about two major religious traditions. Millions of families worldwide celebrate these, and chances are families right in your own community do too. But the sources are clear. While parents stress about getting the theology right, these traditions actually provide this really natural, wonderful opportunity to talk with children about shared human values, things like kindness, patience, and just helping others.
Okay, let's unpack this, because I love that enthusiasm for the topic, but why should we dive into this with kids so young? I mean, 4 to 6 years old, that feels early to some people.
Well, synthesizing all these sources, the big picture is that teaching this isn't about memorizing religious rules, not at all. It is about building cultural understanding, developing empathy, and honestly supporting early humanities learning.
Right.
There's actually a really great real-world context for this in the sources. If you look at Western Australia, their pre-primary humanities and social sciences curriculum, they call it #S, it explicitly expects children of this exact age to learn about different cultural traditions.
I saw that.
Yeah, they are supposed to learn how people in their community celebrate in entirely different ways.
And just connecting that back to you, the listener, by introducing these concepts, you are really just helping your children realize that their community is wonderfully diverse. You're giving them a framework for what they're already seeing around them.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, this early exposure does something crucial. It prevents confusion later on. It builds this solid foundation of respect for different beliefs before any biases can form.
I love that.
Yeah.
But we do need a bit of a developmental reality check here.
Oh, for sure.
Because, look, explaining a 40-day preparation period for Easter
Mm-hmm.
or, a month-long lunar fast commemorating the revelation of the Quran, that sounds overwhelming for an adult, let alone a kindergartner.
It is. It totally is. And the developmental science backs that up completely. Kids in that 4 to 6 age range, they think in highly concrete ideas. They understand their daily routines, the people in their house, physical actions.
Right, they don't get the abstract stuff.
No, not at all. They do not need complex theology. They don't need to understand salvation or sin or historical scripture interpretation. That will just go right over their heads.
So what does work?
What works is what they already know. They can grasp the concept of waiting. They understand self-control, or at least trying to have it. They understand family traditions, special celebrations, and basic kindness.
Which brings us to a really powerful storytelling tool from the homeschool educator sources.
Yeah.
It's essentially a way to bypass the abstract theology entirely. It's the Emma and Yusuf framework.
Yes, this is brilliant.
It's just comparing two hypothetical children's daily experiences side by side. So let's take Emma first. During Lent, Emma gives up chocolate. That's her practicing self-control. She helps set the table, she tries hard to share her toys, maybe her family goes to church, and the whole time, she's looking forward to Easter eggs and a big family meal.
Right, it's totally action-based.
Exactly. And then you have Yusuf. During Ramadan, Yusuf's parents wake up early to eat before the sunrise. Yusuf is little, so he helps prepare the evening meal, which is called iftar. When the sun sets, they break their fast together with dates. His family donates food to neighbors. And just like Emma, he is looking forward to a huge celebration Eid.
The parallels are so clear when you frame it around the kids' daily lives. And for the parents listening who just want to know literally what words to use, the Little Carter's sources highlight these exact, incredible incredibly simple explanations you can use.
Yes, the actionable scripts.
Right.
Yeah.
So for Lent, you literally just say, Lent is when some Christians give something up and try to be extra kind.
I mean, it doesn't get simpler than that.
It really doesn't. And for Ramadan, the script is Ramadan is when many Muslims wait until sunset to eat and spend time helping others.
I had to say, it is such a relief that parents don't need to have perfect theological answers ready to go. You don't have to be a religious scholar to teach your kid about your neighbors. You just need simple, lived examples.
Exactly. You are just reporting the facts of how people live, totally impartially.
So here's where it gets really interesting.
Mm.
Despite being from completely different religions, Christianity and Islam, both of these traditions share the exact same core values.
Yeah, when you strip it down, it's about patience, generosity, kindness, self-control, and spending time with family.
And the sources detail this amazing concept from the educator guides to teach this, the patience bridge. Can you walk us through that?
Oh, I'd love to. This is a brilliant concept bridge activity. So if you are at home, you visualize placing a card on the left side of the table that says Lent. Then you place a card on the far right that says Ramadan.
Okay, got it.
Then right in the middle, acting as a bridge between them, you place a card that says patience.
I see where this is going.
Right, so you look at the Lent side with your child. You say, Christians might give up chocolate. They practice patience by choosing not to have that chocolate for 40 days.
That is a lot of patience for a kid.
Seriously. And then you look at the Ramadan side. Muslims fast during the day. They practice patience by waiting until the sun sets to eat or drink anything.
And then comes the aha moment.
Exactly. You point to both and ask the child, what are both of these people practicing? And the answer is sitting right there in the middle. Patience.
It makes these massive, abstract, global ideas so highly tangible. It proves to kids that cultures can look completely different on the outside, but share the exact same internal values.
It really builds that empathy muscle early on.
Okay, so we have the scripts, we have the concepts, but play is how kids this age actually learn best. What are some practical, hands-on ways to bring this to life for the listeners' kids?
The sources outline 4 really specific, easy activities you can do at home. The first one is a kindness jar.
I love good jar activity.
Right, it's so simple. You just write kind actions on small pieces of paper. Things like help set the table, share a toy, give someone a hug. You put them in the jar, and the child picks one to do each day.
And that mimics the generosity of both Lent and Ramadan.
Exactly. It makes the value a daily physical habit. The second activity is called the sunset snack. This is to safely teach the concept of fasting and waiting. Obviously, a 5-year-old isn't fasting.
No, definitely not.
But you set a timer for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, or you sit together and actually watch the sunset, and you wait to eat a small snack like fruit or dates until the sun goes down or the timer goes off.
And then you discuss how it feels to wait. That is such a good empathy builder. Just feeling that tiny bit of anticipation.
Yeah, it connects them to Yusuf's story in a physical way. Now, the third activity is a symbol sorting game. You print out picture cards and have the child sort them. You make a Lent pile, so that's the cross, a church, Easter eggs.
And a Ramadan pile.
Right, crescent moon, stars, lanterns, dates. But the trick is, you make a third pile called both.
Ah, I see.
So when they pull a picture of people helping others or showing kindness or a family eating a meal together, they have to put it in the both pile.
That perfectly reinforces the patience bridge concept.
It does. And the fourth activity is moon watching. This is a great way to connect cultural learning with science.
Oh, because Ramadan follows the lunar calendar.
Yes. You just go outside for a few evenings and look for the crescent moon. You can explain that Ramadan moves about 10 days earlier each year because it follows the moon, not the sun.
That's a fun evening routine anyway. And through all of this, the educator notes remind us how important it is to model respectful language. Right.
Absolutely vital. When you do these activities, you should use phrases like, some families celebrate this, or many people in our community do this. It builds empathy and shows respect without you having to take any religious sides yourself.
So what does this all mean? We've covered the past curriculum, Emma Yusuf, the Patience Bridge, all these activities. If we distill this entire deep dive into one golden takeaway for the listener to keep in their back pocket, what is it?
The key takeaway from all these sources is this. When children learn about traditions like Lent and Ramadan, they don't just memorize facts. They begin to understand a really beautiful truth. People celebrate in completely different ways, but many traditions around the world share the exact same core values: kindness, patience, and helping others.
This is a powerful lesson for a 5-year-old. Heck, it's a powerful lesson for adults.
It really is.
Well, thank you so much to everyone listening for joining us on this deep dive. But before we sign off, I want to leave you with one final, fascinating historical nugget from the homeschool extension sources to just kind of ponder.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, because while today we focused entirely on behavioral similarities,
Yeah.
the patience and the kindness, there's also a deep historical link here. Both Christianity and Islam, along with Judaism, are Abrahamic religions.
Right.
But even more surprisingly, the historical figure of Jesus appears in both traditions.
Mm.
Christians believe him to be the Son of God, while Muslims deeply revere him as the Prophet Isa.
It's a connection a lot of people don't realize. And as your 4 to 6-year-old grows older, sharing these literal historical connections might be the ultimate way to show them how closely tied our diverse world really is.
Absolutely. So tonight, go observe the moon.
Yeah.
Think about how you can build that patience bridge in your own home and keep fostering that incredible curiosity in your kids.